Let's take a look at a moment from the life of Joseph and how he handled success going from the pit to the pinnacle. I'm going to read you from Genesis chapter 41, verses 38 and 39, where we read this. And Pharaoh said to his servants, "Can we find such a one as this, a man in whom is the Spirit of God?" Then Pharaoh said to Joseph, "Inasmuch as God has shown you all this, there is no one as discerning and wise as you." It's been said that the successful executive is the one who can delegate all the responsibility, shift all the blame, and then take all the credit. That's the plan a lot of people have to achieve success. But that strategy is like a house of cards. It can't stand. Joseph's example shows us how to achieve and handle success in God's way. Notice that timing is important to the success that God gives. Here in Genesis chapter 41, Joseph had just arrived at the pinnacle of his success, but it took a long time to get there. Joseph had been wasting, so to speak, his time in prison the previous few years, but really it wasn't a waste at all. It had a place in God's timing for Joseph's success. From his youth, Joseph had the idea that God destined him for greater things, but Joseph didn't know the fulfillment would take so long to achieve. Psalm chapter 31, verses 14 and 15 says this, "But as for me, I trust in you, O Lord. I say, you are my God. My times are in your hand." Can you say this also? Often we feel as though we are all ready for what we know God will do through us, yet we must rest in the Lord and say to him, "My times are in your hand." Pharaoh had promoted Joseph. He had risen from the pit to the pinnacle, but Pharaoh wasn't the one responsible for Joseph's promotion. God was. God wasn't waiting on Pharaoh to get out of jail. He was waiting on God. The psalmist reminds us, "For exaltation comes neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south, but God is the judge. He puts down one and exalts another." That's Psalm 75, verse 6. You see, the credit for Joseph's amazing rise to power did not belong to Joseph or to Pharaoh, or much less to blind fate or circumstance. It was the fulfillment of God's divine plan. Notice that Joseph had two sons, whom he named Manasseh and Ephraim. Joseph, though he lived in Egypt, married an Egyptian woman and worked for the Egyptian Pharaoh. He gave his two sons Hebrew names. This shows that Joseph did not forget about God even in his success. Many people, when they have been promoted in the way that Joseph was promoted, they feel they no longer need God. They think that God is only good for the prison and not for the palace. We should be like Joseph, who was devoted to God no matter what, good times or bad. Here's a good prayer for you to pray today. God, give me a heart that will wait on you and serve you faithfully, even when I am successful in the eyes of the world. Hey, every one of us needs that kind of prayer of protection and devotion unto the Lord. You can pray that kind of prayer today.